In today's video I will show you a simple live trade in the Euro-Dollar 1 hour timeframe. This is a textbook perfect trade on the fractal flow strategy. Without further ado, let me briefly explain the elements that led to the triggering of the long position you see on the chart. In number 1, we have a fractal candle pointing down that displayed an unusually long upper tail. The extreme of that upper tail gives rise to the horizontal line you see on the chart, which later on acted as a support line. Fractal candles can display this sort of opposing behavior along with support and resistance lines. In other words, the upper tail of a downward fractal candle can serve as a strong support point to the downward tail of an upward fractal candle. The opposite is also true, of course. Between number 2 and 5 we have a formation called expanding pivot, which usually distorts the notion of overall trend measured in the standard way of counting highs and lows. This sort of opens the door for us to put more weight in other elements of the analysis, which is exactly the case in this trade. In number 5, you can see that the market produced a fractal candle with a lower tail that landed exactly in the support line created by the downward fractal candle in 1. To enrich our context even more, we have a simple reversal divergence happening as it is marked by the sloping short black lines in price action and in the relative strength index. The fractal candle number 5 was the trigger for this trade. Another great attribute of this fractal candle price action formation is that it usually gives us a good place to put a stop-loss order. The target for this trade is place a few pips below high number 4 for a perfect 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio trade opportunity. Let's see how this trade ended. Here we can see price approaching our target successfully. This is a trade that appears to be simple, but there is quite a lot going on behind the curtains if you want to be able to trade like this. Let me briefly list a few things you will need to grasp before you can trade like this. You will need a firm understanding of the 6 dimensions of a professional trading strategy. You will need a solid understanding of how price action, momentum and fractal analysis go together, which is a little more difficult than it sounds. You will also need to train your eyes to identify fractal candles easily and to detect what they mean in the overall context. You will need to understand why we use certain risk-reward ratios and how risk management serves as a filter for technical analysis. You will also need to have a good understand of about 36 cognitive biases that come at play when we attempt to trade the markets. These things are not trivial, and once again, this might seem simple in a first moment, but before things can get this simple, they need to be complicated a little bit. If you want to understand all of these things in a neatly organized video course, I encourage you to check out the Fractal Flow Strategy course in the video description. If you like the work I do in this channel, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave your feedback below in the comment section. Thank you for watching.